So I've got my mat, and then I got the Macho Man, his mat. And so what I plan on doing, since I got a legit poncho, the old poncho that I had, I'm gonna keep that as a ground cloth. It might get holes in it, whatever, but this, dare I say, plastic. It's like you know, it's one of these rubbery plastic type of tarps, and it's such a good moisture barrier. It's so good. And if this were a real survival situation, me and my dog would be spooning in the same sleeping bag, because I'm tapped out on weight, boys. Tapped out. But for tonight, we're gonna just be testing out our sleep systems, and we don't need to die while doing it. This is an Alps mountaineering mat, and I guess it's like self-inflating, and what is it called? Jet stream foam. The only caveat is I think that was at the thrift store because it's got a hole in it. We're not even gonna make a shelter. We're just gonna sleep it out and just be wild, you know? No campfires, just under the stars. In here, this is just one of those nylon stuff sacks, because I needed to. We gotta keep everything the same color, camo, you know? We got, so, get in here, and it's all in a dry bag. I don't know if I mentioned that last time. Well, my bug out bag video, I had everything switched up. And so, I put my sleeping bag and my sleeping bag liner in here. This way, when you put it all in here, you can use this as one of the a compression sack. That's what you can kind of use these dry bags. Crunch them down, push all the air out, roll them up, and they don't expand again. And so that's cool, you know. And so I'm able to just throw the whole system in there in one go. No, this is not as warm as like the military sleep system. And then at the bottom, I've got my sleeping socks. These are super, super thick wool socks that I put on before I go to sleep, so I have warm, dry feet. And then this is, I think it's a 30-degree bag. And then I've got the sleeping bag liner, fleece sleeping bag liner, and so I'd probably drop her down to 20. Just being realistic here. And I switched up sleeping mats. I gave Macho Man the big green one. It's about 4 inches wider than this other one, and there's no reason for him to freeze because I want to be an idiot. You know, he'll be sleeping fine. If anything, I'll be the one hating life. But I don't know. Alright friends, as you can see, one thing that I forgot to tell you about, if you go back and see the bug out bag video, the cold weather bug out bag video, I go over this reflector. And so I put that under the sleeping mat. Okay. And it only takes up, it folds up to a little bit bigger than a Mylar blanket. And it's reusable. And you can use this as a fire heat reflector. You could put it on top of you if you really wanted to. Just wanted to show you that. And that comes back to getting out there and actually practicing, you know? Whether it's camping, whether it's survival, whether it's like escape and evasion, whatever, okay? if you don't get out and practice, you're not going to have the knowledge to back up what you need to deal with. And there's so many times, okay, perfect example is old boy over there, okay? And you know the sad part about that whole deal, about that truck right there? It's a 4-wheel drive vehicle with super knobby tires. And they got themselves into a position where they had to bail on the car because they were going to hit the tree. I've been there before in a 2-wheel drive vehicle. Truck, it sucks. But the only way you're going to learn is if you put yourself in these positions. And that's one thing that I think people are starting to finally realize. That, oh man, maybe these preppers, maybe these survivalists, hey, even maybe these professional campers or hikers and stuff, maybe they actually know something a little bit more than I do. And so the best thing that you could do is to go out there, go car camping, like we were doing in this instance. And if you freeze, you can still get back in your truck or and go home or warm up. I don't know what people are thinking putting these bags together and just expecting to go out into the wilderness and survive. It doesn't make any sense. Watch out for that stick. Might have it right here. Nope, too lazy. Oh yeah. Oh. Does that make sense? What do you think, Woo Woo? Hey. So, friends, here's a pro tip. Here's another one. If you're camping, survival situation, whatever, it's smarter to go ahead and eat while it's still kind of warm out, because it's going to take a little bit of time for your body to start warming up from the digestion. Woo! I might have to go do some jumping jacks or something, man. Warm up before we go to sleep, because I'm telling you, it's cold. And it's going to be a test tonight, because this is the first night that I've gone to sleep without a fire in a situation like this. Camping without a fire is weird, I guess well, it's always nice having a fire, but not having to deal with a fire is also nice, That's why we layer up. And I'm probably going to keep my clothes on. Keep as many layers as possible, This is going to be rough. I already know it. But the main thing is we're testing our limits here, okay? I think that's what we all need to focus on, is we're testing our limits. It's cold, man. As soon as that sun went down, I have high hopes. So it's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be a cold and brisk one because that's how it usually is when the sky's like that. It's only 5:30. I haven't gone to bed this early in probably 20 years. I'll check up with you in a little bit. Dude. So, frost everywhere, it's freezing. You ever clean your freezer out and you get to the very back of it and you find like 2 or 3 taquitos in the wrapper and they're just freezer burnt like crazy? It's kind of how I feel right now, but man, slept like a rock, and then I woke up and it was bright as all get out here, and it's only 11 p.m. Good night. Like Survivor Man says, Les Stroud, 7 more hours to go. Ugh. So here's something I learned. Oh, it's so cold. But I'm not cold. It's just cold. I'm not cold. Don't put your mouth underneath your poncho. And all that heat coming off your sleeping bag freezes on the underside of the poncho. So I'm hoping see, I flipped it over and there's absolutely no frost on the top side, just on the bottom side. It doesn't really make sense when you think about it. If it's capturing heat, the frost should be on the outside, but we're getting it, dude. The moon is bright tonight. We made it. As far as sleeping goes, it wasn't bad. The Macho Man, he snored all night. And then at midnight, we had a couple goobers. I don't know, dude. I don't know what it was. I'm laying here. You could hear these guys hauling tail all the way up here from town. They get up over here. They pull in. I'm like, great. We're going to have to deal with like a mountain party. Nah. They go over. They drive the trail and they go over to that car. And it sounds like they're trying to get into it, like break into it. They can't get into it, I guess. And I'm watching them the whole time. And so they come up here. They drive, do a circle over here. They literally come right here. Less than 20 feet away from us. Do a circle, and then they stop right here. And it's like they were looking at my truck, trying to get in there. And then I lift it up, and they realize, oh, shoot. So they go over here. The passenger dude jumps out of the truck, and I yell at him, thanks for driving through the campsite. Real cool of you. And they just look at me and they just, dude, I didn't even think about recording it. And I was pretty on edge, pretty kind of fired up until about 3 o'clock in the morning. And then I fell back asleep. So all in all, we got about 9 hours of sleep. You're just kind of thawing out. You see what I'm talking about as far as that sun coming up and warming you up as soon as possible? Because if we were sleeping over there, we'd still be in the shade, so. Ugh. Gonna get up. Alright, so friends, thank you for joining us on this little adventure. If you happen to know why frost would be getting on the inside of that poncho when we laid it down, let me know. So recap: 30-degree bag, sleeping bag liner, iso mat, or whatever it's called, sleeping roll, reflective matting. Did awesome. It did awesome. And then we just put the poncho on top, and then it started freezing. So, I mean, this is how cold it is. Okay, look. I mean, you got real cold. You see that? All frozen solid, yeah. Whoa! But we made it, dude. No fire. Killed it, yeah. Just straight up killed it. God bless y'all. Have a good day.